Well, hello there, everyone. May 25 here and talk about right here is for birth certificates online, and basically this right here is talking about is like for a birth certificate. I'm sure most of us here knowing about our birth certificates to where that a birth certificate basically is contains certain information such as the city and state from where we were born, as well as the parents, and as well as the gender, and as well as our name. And you have right here are these pictures right here, for my baby picture right here, and as well as for me on my first birthday. And you have right here is my name right here, for July 18th, 2018, as well as for 8 a.m. And you have right here are like the year right here for 1984 to 2021 that talk about the future of birth certificates. And you have right here is like an example right here of like the Capitol building right here. I would use right here with a few shapes, and as well as the pen tool, and as well as with the type of is like a artwork effects using the program Illustrator here, and as well as the state of Missouri. And a lot, if anybody were to wonder about the birth certificates, to where that really, I'm like, would we really have control over how it's designed and how it's displayed? But the way I think about it with online though is to where I'm like, really, I'm like, I don't think necessarily that we have control over how it needs to be designed, and then what the basic rules are. But let's just say that on average, to where that it may be something that we may need to do is keep them informed about any changes on a birth certificate, such as if it's recently got married or anything like that. But but you see right here is like with the birth certificate is like for anything for in the near future, to where that birth certificates, to where I'm like, yeah, I don't know if they would include images like this right here, but source of information such as the parents. It's like the parents are legal guardians, as well as the maiden name, as well as the gender, and as well as the name. A lot of times you're like Warren, to where if it's going to be applying for a job or any type of benefits or anything like that, you're like Warren, to where that yeah, any type of background check, for like a any type of ID, for student IDs or anything like that, just knowing about yeah, that just to identify the person's name, and as well as the country, and as well as the state, which I know that that seems like to where even in the United States of America, to where it's like thinking to where that for any other sources of birth certificates, and one of those could be like maybe Nebraska, or maybe Illinois, or maybe parts of, say, for Kansas and Iowa, and then Florida, and then New York, or other states, California, Michigan, and as well as Minnesota and Texas. And, for as far as the east, or the west, the far north, up north, or somewhere like that, or maybe the far south. But anyway, parts of South Dakota or somewhere like that. But let's just say on average, to where you have right here is the state of Missouri, and with a lot of birth certificates, to where that they would have like a little logo on the top right here, like for like a Missouri type of birth certificate, it would have like, say, like a border right here, and as well as like a symbol right here to represent for the state of the capital, for Jefferson City. But anyway, but you have right here is like an example right here of like a birth certificate, knowing that for the future about birth certificates, to where that anybody that may wonder, to where that maybe something that could be used to help, to where that if we don't have it, in case of some time, to where we don't have the birth certificate, in case if it's asked for it, and then we can, if it's locked up on file or something like that, and then there's a way you can look at it online or something like that, just to show somebody online that and I know that a birth certificate, to where I don't think necessarily to where that you can actually go to like a URL, like a link tab. And I don't think that that could be arranged to where you go to a tab, which it might. I'm like, yeah, it's possible, to where I'm like, anybody say a lot of things that you may see that may seem like it's so impossible, for that to be arranged. But let's just say that with the birth certificate right here, to where a lot of time, like I wonder to where why is it that certain information that more likely it's not that provided on the birth certificate, such as it's like that maybe the hospital and the clinic, as well as with the birthing, the baby blanket, and as well as other source of information. One of those sources of information could be it's like 7 pounds and 4 ounces. I don't remember seeing anywhere on the birth certificate about how healthy that I was whenever I was a baby, and as well as how much I weighed, and as well as like that about any information about maybe about the birthmark or something like that, or that whenever you were a baby, that of course that any information about to where anything that they gave you is like for a special baby blanket or anything like that. But basically talking about it here is especially for a name, to where anybody that would be looking at a birth certificate, to where thinking about necessarily to where that besides the blood type, to where I'm like that they look at their birth certificate but just kind of look at their name. They're like wondering to where is that the real name, and as well as the birth date right there. But then on your hand too, that knowing about, I'm like the things that more likely that we would maybe expect on a birth certificate to see on a birth certificate, besides the things that we would not expect to see on a birth certificate. The things that more likely that we would probably say not to expect on a birth certificate would more likely be it's like that possibly a social security number. But then on the other hand, it's like that maybe about medical, the medical, which I don't know. Anybody say that that don't see no problem to why that should not be provided on a birth certificate, other than for invisible ink. But on the other hand, that you have right here is like some examples right here, some lines to where some information to where about any health related reasons, to where that any type of disability, or any type of disability information that would be provided on a birth certificate, and as well as that whenever you were born, to where that you had that medical problems, that you had problems with your lungs, or that that you may have been born with a certain defect, and thinking about that that a lot of that stuff, which I'm sure they probably say may be kept private, but then on the other hand, they're thinking about with the future about birth certificates, to where that I'm sure that they probably say that let the child, whenever the child gets older, to let them make their decision, to where any information about their lives that they would like to, about their personal, about their birth information, to where that let them make the decisions, to where what is provided on a birth certificate. So just thinking about, really, I'm like, who puts all this information together, and then thinking about the parents right here, and as well as or other sources of information by year 2021, is maybe that we maybe expect to see some of this stuff here. Is thinking right here is like a birth certificate that more likely would be in more than one spot, to where only that certain people would have access to, and without the permissions, but without the permissions, to where that they say they're only allowed with permission. But anyway, but you see right here as an example right here for the state of Missouri right here, and as well as the name right here. But just thinking about it is like right there is a name, and then thinking that I'm like that where you were released right away whenever you got out of the hospital, and as well as that for any other source of concerns as well, in which I'm sure that anybody say whenever the kid that starts preschool, I'm sure that they're going to start asking questions, maybe a little bit about the birth certificate as well. But anyway, but there you have it. You have it there. It's like for birth certificate online, paying right here, and thinking about that with like a type of document that contains a certain amount of information about the children's birth, and they're saying about the birth date as well. Thinking about for the future, talking about the studies about online birth certificate. He's like Manny May 25, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.